Hey, internets, what's going on? It's Monday, and that can only mean one thing: mysteries in the Dalelands. Yeah! Happy day
Yay.
after Valentine's Day. Happy snow and ice. Winter is just tightening her firm grip upon us. So, because of that, we're gonna snuggle up nice and warm, and we're gonna play D&D until we can't keep our eyes open anymore, or about 2.5, 3 hours, whichever comes first. All right. Well, let's go around the horn here. Let's, as is customary, chivalry's not dead, so we're going to go ladies first. So, Calavera.
Hi, uh, my name's Paige. I am playing Galavera tonight. She is a Fire Ganassi Great Domain cleric who's nothing's gone wrong. Everything's fine. I'm only down one spell slot.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Everything is fine. It's dark. It's dank.
perfect.
But the Umber Hulks are dead. So everything is good. Yes.
Aw,
All
they
right.
seem
Good.
nice.
They did seem nice. They were quite welcoming. They just wanted to get their arms around you to welcome you to the depths of Black Claw Mountain. Very nice. Frigili, what's going on?
Round or through?
Yeah, I am Mike, and I am Fragili, the Hexlock. Listen to me. I am the Hexlock Warlock who cannot speak a straight sentence of the Raven Queen, and we're super excited to be on an adventure. Emotions are high, adventures are high, and it doesn't get any better than that.
Did you just use the royal we? I mean, that seems like it fits for Julie.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Very good. Rue.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables, and tonight I'm playing Rue Shahar, your stabby, easily confused, apparently, merchant.
Merchant. Trade professional. Excellent. All right, very good. Gears.
Hey, uh, I'm Dave, also known as Hey Wilson on the internets. I'm playing a Warforged fighter who's also Battle Master and hasn't used any of his spell slots, mostly because they don't have any, but they do have feats. Um, they're hurt. They're deeply hurt, missing about 2/3 of hit
Are you
points.
sad, Gears?
And
Oh, different hurt.
Gears doesn't cry. Gears just doesn't cry. They also have the emotional range of a gnat. But anyway, I digress.
They got jokes.
Well, they cut a lot of things. Can't cut wind, though. Has a new potential skull decoration in the form of an Umber Hulk head. I'm probably going to hollow it out and use it as a really, really, really ugly looking helmet. Those mandibles just look too cool.
Nice. And last but certainly not least, Algernon Altano.
Hi, everybody. I'm Manny at Growed Up Geek on the social medias, and I play Algernon Altano, a wizard who is suddenly very interested in the spatial volume of caverns, just in case Fireball is in his future.
Who knows what lies ahead?
Just in case.
Just in case.
Hypothetically.
All right. Very good. Ronvin is under the weather this evening, so I'll be piloting the Artificer should it become necessary. So, this is 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Wiley Hobbit. Welcome to our little channel. Glad to have everybody here tonight. Last week, we were in battle with a couple of Umber Hulks, apparently an adult and a cub. I don't know what a young Umber Hulk is referred to as, but they sprang out of a cavern wall and attacked the party. And we had some boo-boos. And that is really kind of where we left off. The dust was settling, the hallway, the 10-foot wide tunnel that you're in is growing quiet. For those who are curious, the party is on their way to a place called Violet Falls. They are currently deep inside Black Claw Mountain on a continent on the world of Mystara. They've come to return an artifact to its, wouldn't say rightful owner, but back to its world where it belongs. The party's actually from Faerun, the Dalelands, hence the name of our game, but they're currently deep underground amidst the ruins of the Grundle Root. And so we open our scene. It's dark. The smell of blood is definitely in the air and on the floor, probably on some gear. You have two rather large Umber Hulk carcasses, one smaller than the other. What would you like to do?
Well, Gears has the head of the big one, and he's just sort of scooping the remains out and seeing if it'll fit on his head. On their head, rather.
Rue is standing over the smaller Umber Hulk, and he yanks his sword out of his eye and gives it a solid kick. And he turns and starts walking back in the direction the group came from.
Yeah, you kick it, and it sounds like a pile of football pads and gear, chitinous plates clacking together. Yeah, and it's a solid creature. It's just muscle wrapped in hard plates, dunked in anger.
For Julie's going to try to find a small plate of chitin that she can somehow pry off and put in her book bag.
Sure.
Or her book bag, her backpack.
Backpack. Like Dora. Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that. You look at maybe an elbow cap, a kneecap, something like that. But yeah, you can cut off a piece of the exoskeleton of the beast.
Works for me.
I know after everything. I think one of the things Galavera did during the fight, did she put a heal in you? She put a heal in someone, right?
I thought she did.
Yields.
I feel like I did.
Like you put it on Gears.
I think you may have healed me, yeah.
Yeah, so she just kind of takes a couple steps back until like her back's against the wall, and she's just standing there, just kind of rubbing at her face, just like trying to get through the rest of whatever that was.
The tunnel that you're in, the passageway, about 10 foot wide, again, irregular cavern walls. Some parts of the tunnel that you've been through have clearly been recently excavated. This is a more natural part. And you can see where the Umber Hulks had burrowed into the side of this cavern and then cleverly kind of restacked some of the rock and so forth to disguise where they were when they burst out upon you. So there is, near where the smaller Umber Hulk is laying, there is a hollowed out area, probably about 10 feet by 10 feet, where they were able to just lie in wait for something delicious looking to come along.
All right.
Were there any goodies in that area?
By goodies,
Leftovers
you
from
mean...
people they had- like loot from people they had killed and...
yeah, you can make an investigation check.
Oh.
Or perception, whichever you prefer.
So we gotta go abilities. Perception and I'll take the investigation. I have a +4 on that, so that would be a 13.
Okay, yeah. You look around. There's a couple of bones in there, but it looks like relatively fresh excavation as well. Different than, tooled excavation. You can clearly see that the pincers of the Umber Hulk are what was excavating and burrowing. And there's no shinies or any other items there other than a few bones.
Alrighty. Bummer.
Unless you feel like excavating the Umber Hulks.
No. Really will tell you a minute to look into their hidey hole and see if there were some goodies is one thing. Coroner duty, not for me. Undertaker.
Gears will slump down beside Calavera, looking idly at the Umber Hulk head, and sort of turn to Calavera and say, "Yeah, tough fight.
What?
You okay?"
Right, we were having a fight. We were. Yes. Yes, I'm okay. Yes, I am okay.
This is normal.
Okay.
Battle shock. We did okay. Could have been worse.
My name is Calavera. I'm down here with people that I know, and everything is okay. Okay.
Yep. You're here.
And she looks over. She's like, "You are not okay. Wait. Oh no. Oh, healing. I can do healing. Yes." And she'll start like looking over some of like the rougher parts of how you're doing.
Pretty much the whole thing's rough.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. I'm down 31 hit points, mechanically speaking.
Ooh, yikes.
I don't even have that many.
Yeah, there's rents and dents and gray and black stuff leaking out in places.
She'll look around. Do the rest of people look kind of rough? Is anyone else hurt?
Really looks fine.
Al looks tired, but he's fine.
I don't care about tired. I can't fix that.
Go to bed early,
about-
nerd.
Rue is sitting about 50, 100 feet down the corridor, down the tunnel.
My dark vision goes for how you looking. I'm still looking.
He does not look hurt.
And Rue's just walking.
No, he's sitting at this point. I went about 50, 100 feet away and just sat against the tunnel wall.
Calavera will reach down. She'll like offer Gears a hand. I can. If it is okay, I can heal you a little bit.
That would be welcome.
All right, and well, you have to. I think this has to go through touch. Just wave the hand.
Gears will hold out that massive 3-fingered hand.
And she will pump a second level cure wounds into there.
Nice.
So that's 2d8.
+4.
5 plus 7, 12 plus 3. Take 15 points.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Bam.
There we go. Bit over half.
It's looking a bit better. That's good.
Thank you. Rue seems to be stunned still. Do you wish to come and help sort him out?
It is probably good to. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I want to.
Gears gets up, offers a hand to Calavera,
She'll take it.
and walk up to Rue down the hall, making sure nothing else is going to pop out of walls.
Virgilia's gonna follow behind you.
Rouge hour. Go ahead, Paige.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I just get up and start going in the direction that we were originally going.
You're not hurt at all, and Gulliver's following along behind.
Nope. Kind of calls back over his shoulder.
That calls for an insight check.
Yeah.
You can roll if you want. I'm not injured.
Yeah, there's more than one. There's more than one.
I didn't ask if you were injured.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a 17.
I should probably roll as well since I am directly interacting.
How's the bullshit-o-meter doing?
It would help if I remembered which. I threw my die and it landed next to two others. I couldn't remember which one I rolled. That's a 19 from me.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, he's clearly upset, frustrated, but he's not hurt.
Yeah. I think that's more what we're after.
Yeah. I mean, I think it doesn't take a lot to figure out that he's embarrassed and horrified by having attacked Calavera, and just doesn't really want to talk about it.
Well, Gears will pat you on the shoulder with a gigantic metal hand and say, "It happens," and moves on.
Fragile will follow behind him and say, "Rue, it's okay, man. It's okay. I think you should treat yourself to one of your cupcakes tonight. It's something to make yourself feel good, brother. You did good."
Yeah, sure. We've got a couple more hours on this dark vision spell, right, Al?
Yes, it should be probably about.
Yeah, we should keep moving.
more. Yes.
Yeah, we should find a safe place to rest.
Did any of us know what that was? Because Fragile wouldn't have known. Because she would want to like and find out if any of you knew what it was, so she could place a name to it.
So Scott, do any of us know what Umber Hulks are?
I don't think Gears would. I know Calavera would not.
No.
Rue is a pretty hardcore above grounder, merchant and all. I would think let's give Al a crack at it. How about an intelligence roll, Al? You know, you've done so much studying about various things. I'm sure you've looked into like the Underdark, you know, cavernous, darknessy places and stuff. So yeah,
It's going to be a big fat 10.
yeah.
Actually, given that Ronvin claims dwarves as some kind of relative, would she have heard anything from her? Those?
I think Ronvin would probably consult with Al. So go ahead and roll a second d20. So you're rolling with advantage. So she would start to tell you about, you know, dwarves in her
In the night.
group or clan, miners. 11. So good. You do have 21
Two heads
plus.
better than one.
You do have 21 plus 2s, thanks to the recent subs. Thank you very much, Lord Kazumba, for extending your sub, and to Fellowship OTT Rue. Thank you. So if you wanted to burn a plus 2, that might get you.
I will take this one for Geely's sake, so she may learn something.
Okay. Yeah, so these are
Like
subterranean burrowing carnivores that love to surprise their victims by burrowing into the floors or burrowing into walls and then jumping out and trying to quickly dismember and devour. They're actually not unlike praying mantises of the surface, but they're a little bigger and a little more ill-tempered.
oh,
They're called Umberhulks.
Is there any knowledge as to the explanation as to why some of us got a little wayward in our thoughts?
yeah.
It was definitely an effect of the monster, but you're not sure like what or why. But yeah, you definitely you've heard tales, Al, of people being waylaid and falling into very horrifying states of confusion, almost catatonic states in severe cases. Yeah.
And there's one with its head still attached. Yes.
The younger one.
What an odd question.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. After kind of figuring this out to help Fragile get a little understanding, I'm going to spend a little time like looking at the head of the one still attached, just to see if I could figure out like how this works. It seemed like magic, but it was new to me, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If Virgilia notices, she'll offer to carry it home for you. The head, not the whole thing. She's not that strong.
I don't want to do this. Let's see. So you're going to study this thing like anatomically?
Just to see if there's anything that kind of sticks out about it that magically, because I have a spell focus. Calavera's got like a holy symbol, I would imagine, something
right
along those lines. So everybody has something, just to see if there's an analog to that on this creature.
Okay. Yeah, so they don't have anything on their person. They're just there. But as you're examining the head and you lift one of the eyelids, you get this really strange sense of almost dizziness, and immediately you feel a little bit mentally vacant when you look it in the eye.
How big is its eye?
They're pretty large. They're kind of bulbous. So maybe the size of an early tomato, a couple golf ball size. Pretty good sized, they're.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm not a sociopath, even though I'm curious.
You're not about to Medusa this.
I'm not, but I part of me desperately wants to just to learn something.
Roll me Arcana.
Ooh.
You do notice that Gears has strapped the larger head onto his backpack.
Roll a dissection check.
Is it empty, Gears? Is it just the carapace?
Yeah, well, the goal that Gears has is to empty it out and potentially use it as headwear, yes.
It's going to be a 22 for Arcana.
Yeah, you're confident that if you were able to get these two eyeballs into a pouch, they might be helpful
Both of them?
to an alchemist for some sort of maybe like a potion of confusion or something. Potion of disorientation.
Sounds like something an Infernal might ask for. So
the younger one does not have two eyeballs. I ran it through.
It has a pierced eyeball and an intact eyeball, yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hold on. I have nothing to do this with. If it's like golf ball, that means I could this is gonna sound so awful. I could pluck it out with my hand, yeah?
Yeah, or if you had some sort of a spoon or something like that, you could.
This
Alvaro,
reminds
we
me.
apologize.
It is fine. The meat does not matter.
I mean, it's
There's
not.
nothing.
It's not an uncommon practice to harvest
Yeah.
spell components out in nature.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and pluck this thing out in like a pure scooping motion, and it's only because I've melon-balled things in my life that I've wanted to be so descriptive about how I get it. Like in, up, and the whole thing out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, and you feel a cord or something at the back of the eyeball that you cut through and
I'm sorry, y'all.
kind of loosen it in its socket. The other one, there's a lot of eye matter that you could collect and put into your pouch as well.
No, I think one eye is gonna be good. I'm gonna get my point across with just the one.
And there's Gears had taken out all the contents of his larger Umber Hulk, so there would be a couple of eyes laying around, whatever he did with them.
Yeah, they haven't had a chance to do that yet. So Gears will sort of blithely walk over to Algernon and sort of flip the larger head in front of him. Got eye.
Yes, Gears. I'm afraid I cannot carry something so large, and I just believe I need the eye, and I'm just gonna like politely tuck it, feeling that I've started some weird trend with the group of.
Put it in something.
I have
If
an
you're
extra
not
pouch.
careful, it'll pop.
There's
Put it in something.
Do you have a vial?
Or a bottle or something. I, as someone who has dissected many things, am finding this very entertaining.
I, who have dissected nothing, and clearly I'm prepared for the aftermath of actually doing it.
I can tell, Mr. Melon Baller.
It was the closest analogy I had. It's where my real world mashes into my
It
role
works.
play.
I seem to recall a movie somewhere along the way. I don't remember which one it was, where the guy I think is like I think it was one of the knockoff of the Three Musketeers, and the head cleric priest threatens to scoop the people's eyeballs out with a spoon, and then when the other guy who's with him sort of looks at him and says, "What, a spoon?" It was the most painful thing I could think of.
Oh, that's Robin Hood.
It's Robin
A
Hood,
spoon,
yeah.
it will hurt more. Yes.
Yeah.
Sheriff Nottingham.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
God, what was his name?
The guy
Dude,
from
his name-
Dumbledore or whatever. The guy
Yeah.
from Harry Potter.
Rickman,
Yeah,
Alan
same.
Rickman.
Yeah,
Alan
Alan
Rickman.
Rickman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why a
So what,
spoon?
Umber Hulk Eye, right? That's
Yes.
what we're gonna call this thing to put in my inventory.
Eye of Umber Hulk, yes.
Yes. So, Paige, as someone who has dissected many things, what would it be better to put it in? A saline solution or oil or...
Got a bag of sand.
Because clearly we don't have formaldehyde.
I have a
can
bag of
sand.
sand.
It depends on how you want to preserve it. Plus, we don't know what the natural state of an Umber Hulk eye is, as different creatures, depending on where they live and everything, could have different. A saline solution would work. However, we don't know what. Would you like me to throw some science words at you?
Sure. I'm game.
We know what the ideal concentrate, like salt concentration in the liquid would be for an Umber Hulk. I'm just saying, don't put it in your pocket because you will accidentally sit on it or something.
And then you'll have a toast spread.
Just had
I'm gonna wrap it. I'm gonna wrap it in
Eight-year-old boy.
parchment, and then put it in a bag that once contained sand. Dump out the sand, wrapped in a cloth, put it in the bag, put it in my satchel.
Yeah.
You know,
Still
it'll
not very.
It'll seep
it'll
out
get
of
the point
paper,
across, I guess.
Seep through.
Very well. So you've harvested an Umber Hulk eye, and you have these two carcasses
Apparently,
in the passageway. What would you like to do? It's after
While
lunch.
all that was happening, Rue has moved ahead and about 100 feet or so, and is just kind of standing, kind of clearly impatiently waiting.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Very good.
We should be probably.
Are you like scouting or just standing?
I'm not gonna move ahead until the party's ready to go.
Right.
Gears is going to take the Umber Hulk bodies and wrestle them into that 10 by 10 alcove that they came out of.
Okay. Fair enough. Can you refresh my memory as far as dark vision and light sources? Because it's rather dark. Like wave your hand in front of your face, you can't see it dark.
So Rue and Gears both have dark vision courtesy of Al. Al is blind as a bat. Calavera and Ronvin both have dark vision.
As does
I think
Fragile.
Fragile has dark.
Fragile
vision,
has
so-
Devil's Sight. I have 120
That's right.
foot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very well. And the dark vision given by Al is an 8-hour effect, correct?
I guess so.
Yeah. So you're about 5 hours into your trek. And you notice that Rue is not with the party. Ronvin asks, "Where's Rue?" And there she's looking around.
Rue was down, and is Rue still down the way that we saw him?
Because we saw him move the way we were.
Yeah, I
going.
just went like 100 feet ahead.
Okay. Yeah, well, you would have... Well, Fragile would make you out, but none of the rest of... Because you're beyond dark vision range, but Fragile's super eyeballs with her 120-foot devil vision, or whatever you call it.
Devil's Sight.
Devil's Sight. Yeah, that's it. Devil vision. That's Cable
damn
in
person.
hell. Devil vision.
Devil
Okay.
vision.
So Rue is about 100 feet down the tunnel. And again, this is very much natural rock. So there are fissures and cracks and the occasional drip, the occasional water maybe running across the tunnel floor. There's tunnels branching off here and there. But you're able to follow the ichor slime excavation signs of the zombie horde fairly easily. They left just an ooey Icarus trail of zombie gunk on the floor. You can see where maybe they drug their hands along the walls, all creepy. Yeah, so you press onward.
Does any of this slime look consistent with rotting body? Or is this some other kind of slime?
Are you gonna how are you gonna try and determine that, Gears?
I don't know. Sort of run a finger through it, see if it looks like rotting meat or something else.
You've smelled enough rancid meat in your life that there is that real hardcore tang, rancid. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, spoiled meat sort of smell. Yeah, so you believe that this is probably, a trail or discharge or ichor from the zombies.
Okay. Just curious. You're emphasizing the goo, so I'm tempted to look into things like that when DMs start emphasizing.
Well, you've been
certain
following
traits.
it since you left Deep Delver's Enclave. It's that's basically, it's almost like a trail of breadcrumbs. There was a lot of it around the sinkhole where the zombies were fought and killed, and back down that tunnel. And it's really, so far, what you believe to be anyway, your best lead as to where these things came from. And again, as you travel through this very dark, sometimes dank, sometimes downright wet environment, parts of it are just nothing but natural cavern, and then parts of it you can tell have been excavated recently, like a route had been laid. That's kind of what it feels like as you make your way further and further away from the Enclave. Rue, I think what I'll do is have you roll perception for every 30 minutes. So go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Okay. Well, it was clearly deep in thought because that's only an 11.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing that really catches your attention as you're thinking back over the events of the afternoon, the Umber Hulk attack, the confusion, the sudden rage at Calivera, so much so that you actually tried to harm her. The only thing that really jars you out of that is if you hear like a bit of rock drop or a bit of water rushing deep in a crevasse, either in the floor or in the wall. Other than that, it's pretty quiet, and you don't see or smell or hear anything beyond things of that nature. The tunnels, the for lack of a better term, corridors that you find yourselves in, they are widest where they're natural. Where they've been excavated, you can, and there's even more bits of rotted flesh and gunk like stuck to the walls, where it seems like they just excavated just enough to kind of get themselves through, and then opened out into wider passageways, and the only sign of their passing are the bits on the floor, the trail.
Cool. Well, I guess we keep going.
Yeah.
Rue, are you kind of going up 60 feet, coming back, or just staying out 60 feet? Are you communicating back with the party?
Probably staying out ahead at this point.
Okay. Hit me with another perception. Let's say it's about an hour since you've left the scene of the Umber Hulk attack.
And I would be stealthing as well. I don't know if you want me to roll for that, but he would be trying to be as quiet as possible.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
So that's a 24 perception.
Okay.
You want me to roll the stealth as well?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth. We'll roll those kind of on the half hour.
Okay. That's a 22 stealth.
So anybody paying attention, there are times, Fragile, when you looking through the party, you're kind of trying to keep an eye on Rue, and you lose sight of him. From time to time, and no one hears him at all. He's apparently stealthing very effectively. Sometimes it might be due to a turn in the tunnel, or a bend, or the trail following a branch. Yeah.
So if we're doing like, hey, Rue! Like, loud.
Yeah, and it's jarring to, if everybody's kind of stuck in their own mind, right, walking along, thinking about the events of the day, when you hear Fragile call out to Rue, it's sort of jarring in a way.
Rue will stop and come back. What?
Dude, you're getting so far ahead, I can't even see you. Just got scared, man.
The point was for me to scout ahead, right? And preferably not get the attention of other cave dwellers down here.
I just don't want you to get sliced and diced before we can come to your aid.
Fine.
Maybe we could have this Penny Swoops hang out with you. And if something happens, she could fly back here. Would you be all right with that?
I don't think Penny Swoops can fly, right?
I don't think she's quite that sentient.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But cool idea, Other than the fact that it won't work, that's a great idea.
Do you have like a pet monkey or whatever they call that stuff? A familiar?
A pet monkey.
Well, I saw one once.
Of course he has a familiar. We've been seeing his familiar.
I was going to snap, and Delphi is going to appear, do the little kitty cat thing between everybody's legs, and kind of just move out towards the front of the line, probably somewhere between. You can't see in the dark, so he's going to probably stick at least close enough to Rue.
Yeah, I'll go and I will pick up Delphi if he seems amenable to it.
Yeah, Delphi's fine. He's a cuddle
take Delphi and go ahead, and if something happens that I, for some reason, can't let you know, then Al will know.
And Delphi's perception is going to be based on hearing, not sight.
So, Wiley, how far in on the day do we think we are?
You're 6 hours out from the Enclave, so you're well past lunch.
Okay.
You left in the morning.
But we're not up to the point where we could reasonably take a long rest yet.
It's probably a few hours yet before you would think to kind of set up a camp or
We
whatever.
left pretty early too.
Yeah.
Okay. Good enough.
Go ahead and hit me with another perception, Rue.
Back on his game, apparently. That is 22 perception.
Okay.
And 25 stealth.
Okay.
Man.
Nice. Nothing out of the ordinary that I haven't already described. It's pretty dull, quiet.
So for reference, I'm just looking at the dark vision spell. It lasts 8 hours. So I think at the end of that 8 hours, we're going to have to take a hard stop party-wise.
Yeah, Rue's just trying to push ahead and get as far as we can in those 8 hours.
I will say that here and there you've noticed small openings in the walls or a little tunnel that maybe leads into a small cavern, all over the place. So it does appear that if you wanted to get off of the trail you're following, there would probably be ample opportunity to do so.
Are they naturally occurring, or are
Yeah.
these okay?
Yep.
And they're sized appropriately for the party.
Yeah, you could definitely find one. There's been these caves of various. Some are small, some are nothing more than a crevasse. Some have been, chambers. Yeah. I just assume that the party is kind of poking their head in a little bit, looking around, as they pass very carefully.
Can you remind me, Scott, do we know in our research about Violet Falls, do we have any sense of how far it was from the Enclave?
Odra thought it was going to take you a lot of, the better part of 2 days, Grammar.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, it was probably going to be a couple of days. You're going to have at least one overnight.
Okay. I'll press on.
Very well. Rue, hit me with another.
That is 15 perception and 27 stealth.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so we're going to say you've been on the road almost 8 hours, and you can tell that your dark vision, Gears and Rue, is starting to fizzle. Like it's starting to feel very dark up front, Rue.
Yeah, at that point, Rue will kind of stop and wait for the party to catch up. And as they do so, he's going to go to Al and hold up Delphi. Thank you. I need a little cat therapy.
Of course, my friend. We are concerned about what's happened, but just that you are all right.
Yeah, sorry.
It is okay. This has not been easy, but we know what we saw, and it was not your fault. Nobody thinks that.
No, I know you don't. I just hate, and kind of looks over at Calavera. I just hate that happened.
Of course. I doubt she holds any ill will.
I'm okay. You can even check. I'm not even bleeding. I didn't have to use a heal on me or anything.
No, I believe you. Well, should we find a place to camp out for the night, or do we want to keep going? We're gonna have to find a different solution for being able to see.
I say we take a rest. I do not have a lot of spells.
That is fine. We should probably set up a watch after our encounter. I would hate to have something else pop in and surprise us.
Well, let's find an area first for sure that we can use.
Yeah. You could spend maybe 15, 20 minutes moving along in the direction you want to go before you find a suitable space that all 6 of you could get in off of the main trail. You follow just a little twisting kind of a side trail, and it empties into actually a pretty good sized cavern, maybe 25 by 30, kind of irregular, cracks and such in the walls, a couple cracks across the floor, but it's dry. And one nice feature about it is the trail that led you there from the main trail you were following has a sharp bend in it, which would obscure any light back out to the trail.
Groovy.
Is there any other entrance into this nook, or is it just
Roll
nook?
perception or investigation. Give it a good thorough.
Can I assist with that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so that's advantage. Yeah, that one. The first roll was the better one, so that's 19 plus 3 is 22.
Nice.
At this point, we're down to torches and just examining everything to make sure there's no other way in.
Yeah, so you look around this space, and aside from just some cracks and things, there's no secret passageways, tunnels. All the walls seem really solid. It just seems like a natural cavern.
Excellent. All right. So, how do we want to do this? Usual, or do we need a new way?
It was what me and Ronvin usually first.
Yeah,
Yes, I mean, yeah, it's fine.
I think it's you and Ronvin, and it was Rue and Fragili, and then was Gears and Calavera at the last.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. If it ain't
That's what-
Turkish.
It's worth noting that Gears doesn't actually sleep, so technically they're pretty much on the ready all the time anyway. But 6 hours of rest is still needed.
That's to recharge.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Let's get camp set and get everybody to bed.
Okay. So I assume you all eat. Is anybody doing talking, or are you all pretty wiped out?
I think we're all, well, those of us who've taken heavy damage or spell loss are probably pretty tired.
Hal's in his spellbook, kind of scribbling in a way that the group hasn't really seen him do before. It's not just reading the book. There's also some writing going on in it as well.
Cool.
Okay. Ronvin sits down, and you could see her kind of tinkering with her armor and her crossbow. Looks like maybe she's oiling some of the mechanisms in the crossbow and tending to her armor, kind of humming some sort of tune, very low voice. Go ahead and roll perception now, since you're on watch.
Ooh, yeah. Natural 20 for a total of 22. Modifier not that good.
Nice.
Not nearly as impressive.
Yeah. So you're sitting there and you're scribing or writing, thinking, and you glance up and you notice across the cavern there's a strange, very dim, it almost looks like a glow or redness coming from the wall. It's very faint.
How high up on the wall is it?
Maybe about 4 feet.
I'm going to go ahead and summon Delphi, or he's still out and about. I'm going to kind of point him over in the direction of the glow and see if he can pick up anything about it, or at least, be a canary down the mine.
Okay. Yeah, so he does the cat thing where he creeps across the floor and he kind of moves in between the sleeping bodies. You hear the heavy breathing, sleeping, maybe a little snoring of your companions as they rest from their weary march through the dark and their battle. And then you see Delphi across the room, and he does that cat stretch where his paws are way up and he's up on his tiptoes, his back is arched. And then he recoils quickly and crouches up, and his back arches and his tail fans out and he hisses and starts to kind of back away a little bit. And then he kind of pounces at the wall and gives it a bat, 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 bat with a paw and hisses again.
Is he okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to do my best to quietly kind of recall Delphi back to me so he's not out on his own. I'm going to kind of make a point to show Ronvin what Delphi has been up to and ask her if we should wake up the others. Delphi does not get easily concerned about nothing.
Okay. Yeah, she looks at you and she looks and squints. Oh, I see it. Looks like it's red. Like it's glowing almost, like one of the cracks. Should I check it out? She kind of sits up. Grips her crossbow as kind of across her knees. What do you think?
I'm gonna slowly go over. I'm gonna say, I guess, to Rue, who would probably be the least. Who's gonna be the least jumpy? I'm gonna pick Rue. I'm gonna walk over as quietly as I can and like very gently nudge him in the hopes that like I can get a second opinion or at least another set of eyes on the wall.
Okay. Rue, roll perception.
I was like, are you about to see God?
That's a 9.
Okay. It takes you a couple of nudges, but finally, Rue, you were sleeping hard. And you kind of come to and your eyes flip open and you look and Al's looking down at you.
And probably he has suddenly drawn his short sword.
I imagine it's startling. I'm gonna kind of like make an effort to kind of, make sure everything's okay, and then like point at the spot on the wall, and also kind of alert him to Ronvin also being aware of it.
I will kind of shake the sleep out of my eyes for a minute. I'm trying to gather my senses. How far away is this? Right?
Yeah, you're probably in the middle of the room, so it's probably about 15 feet or so from you. And it looks like, just from where you are, it looks like one of the fissures in the wall is kind of glowing a little bit, maybe almost even flickering with this orangish red.
What do you think? Do you think we should wake everybody else up? Or am I being a paranoid wizard?
Not yet. Let me go over and I will sidle over to Ronvin and ask her if she can put light on a coin like she did before.
Oh, sure, yes. She and lights a copper piece for you. It's quite bright. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa. It's been a while since you've
I
had...
would very quickly cover it with my hand.
Okay.
My goal is to basically just have it in my hand so that my hand is glowing a little bit, just to give me a little bit of vision,
maybe
but not
part
much.
your fingers a little bit. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you could do that.
And then I will very slowly and carefully make my way over to that spot on the wall.
Okay. So you're going to go over and inspect the crack? The fissure where the glowing is coming from? Yeah, so as you get over there, you get closer, you can see it's definitely, there's some kind of something, a light source coming through that crack. Right? And it's a...
So does it look like the fissure... Go ahead.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Does it look like the fissure opens up to a larger area?
Yeah, so as you go, you kind of look into it, and it's probably about yay wide. And as you look into it, there is definitely a pretty bright, kind of flickery light. And then coming at you, all of a sudden, you see a maw and teeth and fangs, and it's fiery red hot, and it just comes at you. Does a 5 hit you in your face?
Oh.
Damn. Man, that's disappointing. Yeah, the head of some kind of a fiery, flamey serpent as you kind of lean back. And Ronvin, you hear her gasp, and she's going to fire off a crossbow bolt. And she rolls a nat 20. How exciting is that?
Nice.
So she's going to do 11 plus 4 is 15. So this crossbow bolt whizzes over your shoulder. She must have been holding an action or, at the ready when this thing came out. And a good 2 feet of this thing comes out. And it kind of enlarges as it gets outside the hole, like it's scrunched up in the hole. And this crossbow bolt hits
Riley,
it. Yes.
Does a 21 hit as well? His gears had been readying in action as well.
Okay, give me one. Just let me get through the first thing.
Yep.
This crossbow bolt hits it, and you could see because you're right in front of it, Rue, and this thing right square between the eyes, just dead nuts on center, and unaffected, just like glances off of this thing and starts to burn. What are you hitting with, Gears? Your glaive or your scimitar?
I have a +1 hand crossbow.
Okay,
which I just fired, and I got a total of 21 to hit.
That'll do it. That'll hit.
And that is 9 damage.
Okay. Yeah, so your crossbow finds purchase and goes kind of in the side of this thing's length as it starts pouring out of the wall. And it looks like it's kind of wrapped in flames. And Rue, you feel heat. So much so that as this thing comes out of the wall and at you, you take 2 points of fire damage as this thing issues out of the wall and pours onto the floor. And it's got to be 7-8 feet long. Let's roll initiative.
Did Did it appear to me that Gears' crossbow bolt did do damage to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But Ramden's did not.
Nope.
Did Fragile wake up?
I would say go ahead and roll perception.
Oh,
What's your passive?
Rue would definitely be yelling at this point for
Okay.
everyone to wake up.
Yeah, you woke
Well, I
up. then.
figured, but I wanted. Oh, good point. Okay, so I'm awake.
Yep.
So initiative
Yep.
Oh, so what I missed?
for a change.
25 to 20.
20.
What's your dex for Julie?
Oh, my dex is. Oh, come on. 14.
Okay. 20 to 15.
16.
15 to 10.
14 for Gears.
And Rue.
Rue's probably got a better dex.
Thanks for the bits, mate. Appreciate it. Calavera, where did you come in?
Calavera is still asleep. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For Julie, you may act. You see this huge serpent, and it looks to be not on fire, but like of fire. A difference. It's not like it's burning. It's a fiery serpent
And so Gear's up on top of it, right?
thing. Gear shot it with a crossbow from across the room, as did Ronvin.
And how far away am I?
Let's just say arbitrarily about 15 feet. You know, the cavern that you all are in is only
Okay.
about 25, 30 feet, irregular shaped space. It's not huge, so you're all easily able to move to melee. Thanks for the bit, Soros. Appreciate it, my dude.
Okay. And Rue is right there with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to forgo hitting it. I'm going to just get up on it. I'm going to get between it and Rue.
Okay.
And I'm going to, oh my God, I've never used this before. What's it called when you go into a defensive stance? Or
Defensive stance?
Dodge.
I'm going to dodge or
Dodge action, yeah.
go into the dodge action and just get in between it and Rue.
Okay. As you get up there, you know, Rue is like right there in its face, so now you're even closer. You're going to take 5 points of fire damage. This thing is hot. It's got like almost like flames, but it's like flaps of skin, almost like some kind of wild lizard-looking thing, like a comb, you know, all around its head. It's scaly. It's probably 8 feet long. It kind of rears up a little bit and lifts, and it's snapping. It's got almost like a red dragon head to it. It's pretty crazy looking.
Okay. And I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. It is next in the initiative, so it's going to try to bite you. So it's going to just lunge and snap. How does a 14 sound?
Disadvantage. 14 misses.
That's unfortunate. And then
It
it...
has to roll at disadvantage too,
Why is that?
because of her dodge action.
Oh, okay. Well, it missed. And yeah, really missed.
Yeah.
And then it's going to make a tail attack. It's going to try to pound you with its tail. That'll miss as well. Okay, and it's just kind of right there, kind of half-coiled, trying to get you. Al, you're up. You're probably still pretty well across the room,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
20, 25 feet away. Yes,
Did you roll the initiative for Ramden?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
6.
Don't worry, it's gonna be a while. Al's gonna kind of make sure that everybody's awake by now that we've seen this thing, and he's not just being the paranoid wizard. He's gonna circle around, see that it's on or of fire, and hit it with a ray of frost because that's all he's got.
Nice.
That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll do it, man.
And it is going to take 2 big points of damage, but it is also slowed by movement for 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Nice. If you have a vulnerability to damage, that doubles the damage, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So your wimpy ass ray of frost is like twice as potent. Like you felt like you didn't get a really good, hit or a good, whiffle dust on it, whatever your jam is, right? But it's seemingly having a better effect on the thing than you would have expected.
Thanks for making me feel better.
Yeah, man. I got your back. Just let's remember that.
Yes, right, Frost.
Nice. Anything else, Al?
I'm going to have Delphi just kind of scan about the rest of the room, not in the direction we're all looking, just to keep an eye out anything else from busting in the walls.
Yeah, so you're all kind of focused on the east wall where this thing issued forth, and Delphi looks around and you hear her hiss, and you look in the direction to the north, and another fissure is glowing brightly, and from it issues another of these fiery serpent things. So yeah, how cool is that? And so it's starting to come out of the wall.
We're so dead.
Go ahead,
We're
Gears.
fine. We're fine.
Gears. What are you going to do, buddy? All right. Gears is still hurting. And I am going to use Second Wind, so they'll take a quick spin of the dial on their chest and get a D10 plus 4 hit points back, because this is starting to look like it's going to be painful. Not bad. So that's another 10 hit points back.
Painful? My games aren't painful.
Yeah. That's right. All right. So first attack here, we're going to go swinging in leading with the +1 scimitar, and that is a 19 plus 6 is +8. So
That's a hit for sure.
Okay.
Which one are you attacking, Gears? The original or the one that's issuing out of the wall to the north?
The original.
Okay, very good.
Dispatch one enemy, proceed to the other.
Yep.
And damage there on that one is 10 points of damage. So that's slashing, magical.
Nice.
I assume it's still standing.
It is not, actually. You put a huge gash, and this lava-like blood bubbles out of it. You're going to take 2 points of fire damage. As you get close enough to make a melee attack, it just burns and sizzles. And it just drops and remains motionless.
Okay. How far away is the second one?
It's probably 10 feet or so to your left, along the north wall.
With that, Gears will then spin and use the remainder of their movement to engage the second one. And I am going to attack it with my non-magical scimitar blade, which is one of the arm blades. And I'm going to use a Battle Master Maneuver trip attack and see if we can put it down. So the hit is another 19 plus 7, so that's like 26 to hit.
Okay.
And it has to make a strength saving throw DC 15.
Okay.
And I get to add a superiority die to damage as well.
That's a 20 on the die.
20 on the die works, but it takes 11 plus damage 5. So 16 damage from
Nice.
that hit.
Strangely enough, you know you did well enough to harm this thing, but it doesn't seem to have much of an impact on it. Just leathery, scaly, tough skin. Just your blade just doesn't bite. Strange.
Non-magical attacks are not having as much of a happy effect. Okay, and with that, they'll be prepared for whatever comes next.
Very good.
Do I take damage from
You
proximity to this
do
one?
another 2 fire damage. I was just getting my D6 going for you, sir.
Yeah,
all right.
okay, good.
Rue.
And that ends my...
Good. Very good. You're up, Rue.
Rue's going to just say to Fragile, don't worry about trying to protect me, just kill this thing. And then he's going to go around and try to flank it along with Gears.
Okay. You could do that.
All right.
Gotcha. I will attack with my +1 short sword first.
Okay. You
That
will
is
suffer
a-
3 fire damage as you get within melee. Go ahead.
That's a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll the advantage. Oh no, that's much better. That's 24 to hit. Sorry.
That hits.
All right. So sneak attack. Where's my d6s? Sorry, I should have had that ready.
Rush. Get all night.
All those D6s are worth the wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you using, Rue?
Are you playing Shadowrun?
This is my +1 short sword that
Okay.
Rondin enchanted. That is 17 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, you open up a big old gash on this thing. So yeah, you and Gears are on either side of it in
Mine.
melee.
And my offhand attack. That is a 14 to hit.
That hits. Exactly. Al,
Uh,
your cat is hissing again as up the tunnel you entered in comes one of these things, moving surprisingly quickly. So kind of from your south, from your
that's
right.
That's another 3 points of damage on that.
Okay. It's looking pretty bad. And it's got, almost like lava-like blood. The blood is like sizzling and smoldering and smoking when it, issues out of this creature, when it spurts out as you gash it and stab it. Anything else, Rue?
Where's the new one coming from?
Up the tunnel, the entrance to the cavern that you're in. So basically from the south, directly across the clock face from where you are. If you're at noon, it's at 6.
If I get in the entrance, can I block it from coming in there?
You can be in. Yeah, you can be in front of it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna move away from the one that I'm melee with.
Okay.
It'll trigger an opportunity attack. but I'm
Sure
gonna
will.
try and-
Yeah, and you could probably get. You've moved about, let's say, about 10 feet from where you were to that one, and you've got about 20 feet left, so you could get over there and intercept it, and be right. How close are you going to get to that one?
Whatever would be a good choke point to
Okay.
block it.
Really need to get my tray. How does a 16 sound for a biting attack as it snaps its many toothed and fanged jaws together in your direction?
Sounds like it's gonna hurt.
Awesome. I'm sorry. That's going to be 5, let's see, 3 piercing and 2 fire damage on the attack of opportunity. So, Gears, you see Rue dash off, and this thing just snaps at him and gets him in the, kind of the back of the leg as Rue dashes off. And you arrive. Are you getting within 5 feet of this other one?
If it's whatever it would take to block it. I mean, if it's
You wouldn't have
in
to.
the entrance, then
Yeah, it's coming up the entrance, which isn't all that wide, so you wouldn't have to get right up on it. If it tries to go one way or the
Yeah.
other, you would be able to intercept it at that point.
Okay.
Scott,
Yes.
quick point of order, Scott. Gears shouldn't have had that second attack because I used a bonus action to use my second wind to get hit points back. So
Okay.
that last attack that I did with is going to have to be obviated.
Yeah. Well, it didn't really have much of an effect on this thing, so that's not a problem. Your first attack with the
I
magical
just wanna
blade
make that-
certainly did. Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate your catching me up on that. Very good. Okay, so Rue, you've kind of intercepted this thing across the room. Ronvin's going to go, and she's going to do a thing that I'm going to figure out right now. Yeah, she's going to kind of put her hands together and fire 3 quick bolts of energy at this thing, the one that Gears is on. 2, 3. Ooh, nice. And she's going to kill it with magic missile. So the one with
Nice.
Gears goes down.
Yes.
Ronvin, Rue, as you are there, this thing lunges at you, trying to bite you. I'm guessing an 8 is not going to hit. And then it whips around with its tail. And how does I think this is a 18.
That hits.
Yay, us. All right, 2 1s. Woo, I am rolling. How about 3 damage, 2 piercing, 1 fire?
Cool. Well, hot.
Ooh, hot. Ooh. Fragile, you're up. There's one of these things
All right.
kind of in the tunnel way that Rue is doing battle with.
Virgili's not really used to Rue heading in without somebody being like, I'm used to seeing in my brain seeing Rue flank somebody, doing some great damage, even if it is a bit of on the crazy side. So she's like, oh my gosh, what is it doing? The snake's gonna tear him up, and so she's gonna head back his way towards the new snake that's coming in from the south, and she's gonna be like, Rue, dude, you can't take that much damage. And then she's gonna pray to the Raven Queen as she's making her way towards him, asking her to grant her strength of arm, and accuracy. And she's going to put her hex on the snake that just came in and attacked Rue.
Okay.
And then she's going to launch an Eldritch Blast at it.
Yeah, and as you close your eyes to do this, you feel this energy just course through your body. Stronger than normal when you make these requests of your patroness. And as you close your eyes, you can almost see a raven flapping across the field of vision before you open your eyes with a little bit of a whoa. So go ahead and do your Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I rolled a natural 1, so I'm going to use my last inspiration that I have
Okay.
and try to fix that. Oh, that is a 19 on the die, which means
That's a
I
hit,
think-
buddy.
Hold on, I got to go look up my feet.
Solid
That's a
attack.
hit, but I think
That may work as a
my
crit.
19.
Yeah, nice. Good.
Yeah,
So
because it's my hex.
max damage plus your spell bonus modifier thing, and then your die roll. That's how we do crits here in
So
Wily Hobbit Town.
that's 10 plus 7 is 17. I think I get bonuses, and I get plus 2 to that. So that's 19 points of force damage.
Nice.
Gooey kablooey.
Yeah, good. So you can hear like bones cracking and the skull It's still up, but it's definitely heavily damaged as you Eldritch Blast it from across the room. What does your Eldritch Blast look like again, Fragile?
My Eldritch Blast it's literally like the description. It's um, well, a black beam of energy, so dark that even in darkness it stands out against it. Probably not down here with how pitch black it is, but
Yeah.
if we were up at night and it's on a starry night, you would still be able to see it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, very good. Anything else you're going to do in your turn?
I'm gonna stay back this time in the hopes of not taking more damage, and that my colleagues will finish this thing off before it can do more damage to Rue.
Okay. Very nice. Algernon, it is your turn.
Hey. I'm just going to circle around and seeing as how the cold stuff did so well my last time, give this a little shot.
Your weak ass ray of frost.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully not this time. This time, it will be 5 points of damage plus whatever happens because it's chilly.
Yeah, how would you like to describe the demise of this third and final fire snake?
I was just gonna raise a clenched fist, and as it does, the kind of creeping frost is gonna come up from where it touches the ground until it eventually just, I guess, extinguishes.
Yeah, it kind of sizzles and pops and grows dark. The other two are laying there,
Awesome.
dead but smoldering now. This one is engulfed and extinguished and dead, black, sizzling, steaming. And these are 8-foot long serpents, crazy looking things. All kind of combs of almost look like fire kind of from its head, spines down their backs. The tail is kind of forked out at the end. Nasty rows of teeth, like a red dragon maw almost. They are nasty.
Yeah, Fragilia's gonna be like, oh, whoa, and she's gonna look at her hands, and she's gonna kind of be amazed that the burns that she got on her hands when she got up against that first snake, when that snake dies, her damage seems to heal itself, and she's kind of in awe of it. Just trying to figure out what happened. The DM looks like he is too. The Hexblade gain. I regain 8 hit points if my hexed creature dies.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Nice. So it grows quiet and fully dark. No more glowing fissures. Delphi's tail is going back to regular size, and she's kind of rubbing on your leg, Al. Mewling as she does sometimes. And you have these 3 large, rather dead, warm snakes. Well, 2 of them are warm.
If we've resolved combat, I'm gonna go and cast Ray of Frost on the other 2 just to
Put 'em out.
extinguish them. Just in case there's some kind of it comes back to life mechanic after it gets too hot. And then just kind of take a look at it. This is now the second kind of encounter we've had with creatures Al would be unfamiliar with. These looking especially probably elemental in nature.
Mm-hmm. Yes, most definitely elemental in nature. Roll me a nature, Al, as you inspect the bodies. And Rue, what were you going to say?
I was just going to point out the coin that Ronvin had given me was probably on the ground by the first creature. So
okay, yeah.
some light.
So the chamber is flooded with
I had
light.
to drop it to draw my second
I got you.
shield.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the chamber you're in is really flooded with light, and you're all kind of like, well, in Calavera, you're probably kind of, oh, why is it so bright in here? Kind of sitting up, waking up now.
Okay, Gallivant. Yeah, as she sits up and she sees that everyone's banged up, she just kind of takes a moment, pushes herself up. All right. Okay. I can. And then she just like takes a moment to like resettle herself, and then she just like starts focusing and quietly talking to herself. And she's going to take the next 10 minutes to cast Prayer of Healing. We'll get there in 10 minutes.
Nice.
Y'all need to stop getting hurt. Fuck's sake.
Nice. She's like waking up and stumbling around, for fuck's sake. Take a nap and look what happens. Okay, it's all quiet.
I like you when you're grumpy.
I'll go over and pick up the coin. I'll leave it like kind of in my open hand, just so, but kind of slightly obscured so that it's giving sunlight, but not like blinding us all.
Ronvin goes over and picks up her crossbow bolt in disgust. She's like, I nailed that thing. I nailed it. Not a scratch on it. I don't get it. She puts the bolt back in her quiver.
It was a really nice shot, Ronvin.
I nailed it.
Caught it right between the eyes.
Look, there's not a mark on it. Al, what did you roll with your nature? 7. Yeah, if you had to guess, they seem like, given the fire and the serpent-like nature of them, they seem like fire snakes. If you had to call it something, you'd probably call it a fire snake, because fire
Very imaginative.
and snake. But you don't know like the origin. I mean, obviously they seem almost unnatural to you. You're like, wow. But you just don't know their fully their nature, their origin. Yeah. But they're definitely
will recover their
amazing.
crossbow bolt and then settle in for continuation of their rest.
Yeah, you only had
It took all of 12 seconds.
very brief battle. Yeah, so you can easily, assuming you can get your adrenaline down, I will still allow you all to score a full rest tonight. May take you a little bit longer, but I'm not going to completely be a turd-faced DM guy. And yeah,
Surprise!
unless of course
Every watch.
something else should come along. You know.
Yeah.
So silence falls.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Julie's just gonna walk by Rue and be like, "Dude, that was awesome. Scared the hell out of me, but I love that. Just took the bull by the horns. Thanks for kind of stepping in and being there for us."
Gotta try to make myself useful somehow.
Not bad for a
Good.
merchant.
Yeah.
Gotta watch my own back when I'm on the road. So while I'm here, I'll watch yours.
She's just gonna smile at him and walk away to. She's gonna go say her prayers to the Raven Queen before she lays back down and sleeps this time.
Yeah. Very nice. And again, you just feel that strong presence of approval. Approval of the use of your powers to defend your party. Yeah. And all of you ultimately are able to fall to sleep. And I'm going to fast forward us through the remainder of the evening, through your long rest.
I was gonna say, if it matters at all, the Prayer of Healing does a total of 12 hit points. Everyone gets healed.
Nice.
Wow. Nice. Yeah.
I managed to cast, but I
Calavera,
get jumped again.
while you're casting this prayer of healing, you get this really uncanny sense of closeness to this deity that you've been trying to understand and explore. And a little more as you feel like you've communed a little bit or gotten to know your deity through the casting of this spell. And you've noticed as you've prayed for your spells in the morning since arriving excuse me, in the Deep Delver's Enclave, that you felt like your connection is growing. And you a couple times, you close your eyes and you almost can picture this just bleached bone white skull with colors and designs, and then it's gone. But this is the most clearly you've had that vision since you've been trying to, intentionally connect with the deity.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of... Thank you? Okay. Okay. And she looks up and she sees that everyone's wounds have healed up more, and then she just kind of smiles a little bit to herself. Okay. All right.
You have no trouble falling asleep, Calavera. And when you're awoken for your shift, your watch, you feel as though you haven't slept that well since you've been back? Is that the right word? That's the right word.
It's the closest word that I have.
Yeah.
It's the best I can guess.
Yep. Yeah, you feel very, very, very energized, strengthened. Yeah. Feel good. And again, the rest of the night passes without incident. And you all go ahead and hit the magic long rest button.
Yes.
Ooh, thank goodness, right? What's odd is you all, for being in such an unsafe, precarious, if something can come out of those cracks once, surely it can happen again. All of you seem really well rested, but you've noticed that you've slept longer than you might ordinarily have. Not by any strange magical means where you've been duped or charmed, or you just slept in. You needed some sleep. You kind of realize, wandering around in the pitch black dark with really only a trail to follow, not actually knowing where you're going or what's going to lie at the end of the trail, it's pretty exhausting. So you all slept real hard.
Sweet. Nothing like a good night's sleep.
Yeah. So we'll say it's the next morning, late morning, when the group begins to kind of roust about.
So for Jilly, we'll get up and she'll say her morning prayers, and something in Celestial should probably step off from the group, and her prayers will probably be singing something about gratefulness for the adventure and the chance to serve.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that when you sing, you always feel good, but you definitely feel like you've been listened to, which is different than the feeling of being heard. Like you feel as if you had the attention of your patroness while singing, and your sense is that she's pleased.
Sweet. Fragility's going to be pretty chipper this morning.
Okay. Yeah, everyone
Pick up the
awakes.
crew if they're not awoken.
Yeah.
Scott, I'm trying to remember. Has there been in any of the conversations where we heard that deities seem closer to their servants down here? I don't think he has.
No one has announced it that I'm aware of. I know you've had to sit and hear it described to the prayerful amongst the party, but I would say that you wouldn't be aware of that.
Okay.
Unless you tried to, make connection as well. Yeah.
Well, but if I've heard it described to other party members, then I would at least know that it's rumored to be true, right?
Well, you've heard me describe it individually to Calavera and Fragili, only because you've been sitting here, but you wouldn't have been privy to that because they're experiencing that internally.
Okay.
So if they share that with you, then absolutely, yeah. But you wouldn't be privy to that info.
No, like I know Odra said something in the library, and I couldn't remember if any other NPC said it to us. But if not, then that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so Al's going to be up, particularly diligently working hard, writing in his spell book, occasionally being very excited with just his progress. It would seem more or less oblivious to what everybody else is doing right now.
Okay.
Did you get new spells there, Al?
I believe I am very close to finishing copying from the spell book we find a long time ago.
Oh, nice. But no more just appearing in your book?
Not yet. It has been a while since something has appeared, but the spell book has provided more help than I can really state. It has been quite nice in between revelations of my book.
Excellent.
Anything else?
Rue's going to bust out the dozen cupcakes that he had gotten specifically for Fragili from I'm blanking on her name.
Oh,
What's Rue's sister's name?
yeah. Why can't I think of it all of a sudden? Your sister.
Yeah. Starts with a D.
It
We'll
does.
call her Sue.
My name
Wow,
is Sue.
that's really
How
sad.
do you do? I'll get it here. Din.
Din, thank you.
Yep.
I'm old, y'all. Yeah.
All good.
And so he will after she's finished with her morning prayers, he'll take these over, and I got these to apologize to you for the little fiasco in the broken dagger the other day. Here. And he will hand you a packaged up dozen cupcakes. I think we wound up deciding they were vanilla.
So you're all just kind of getting ready and gearing up to hit the dusty trail, as it were?
Hit that dusty trail.
Okay.
More like a slimy trail, but yes.
Yeah, an ichor-coated sort of snail trail kind of a thing with, zombie fuzz and stuff. Yeah, bits and detritus and so forth. Yeah.
Stools.
So you can make your way back into the main trailway, and begin tracking again. Not hard to continue to stay following the zombie trail, for lack of a better term. Rue, are you going to renew your 60-foot distance out?
I think
We
we
probably
have
have
a problem with that, won't we? Do we want to keep Al's spell slots, tactically speaking, or do we want to do the dark vision?
Oh, that's right.
guy?
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal. I still have 1 second level spell slot, even if I give it to you both. Which could then be Scorching Ray, which in scale is quite the spell for the one shot. And then I got my regular first level spells, and if anything fire comes at us again, I
But
have.
if you don't blow your dark vision, then you can have 3 burning hands.
I feel like the dark vision is better utilized for you for 8 hours than it is to me potentially just fumble away with like a 6.
So Ruse doesn't care either way. He's not going to try to tell you how to use your spells.
I'm gonna go ahead and touch Rue and Gears again, giving them dark vision. At least I know, like for a fact, it's going to be useful.
Okay.
You mind if I take Delphi with me again?
No, he seems to enjoy the company of somebody other than myself. I'm gonna bring Delphi, and it's just gonna kind of sit there expectantly, like cats do, waiting for some kind of motion for him to be able to jump into. I guess Rue's arms. You want to?
Yeah, I'll just
carry
kind of
him again?
scoop him up and be petting him as I go.
Yeah. So Fey Kitty off with Merchant.
Nice. Okay, so you begin to make your way as before, following the trail, going in and out of natural, and some of these tunnels even have smooth walls as if they were formed by water, right? Long, long ago. Some tunnels more rough. And again, the more freshly excavated tunnels as you wind your way deeper into the, the bowels of Black Claw. Go ahead and hit me with perception, Rue.
Yeah, he's probably not quite as far ahead this time as he was at the end of the day yesterday.
Okay.
When he was avoiding everyone. He's probably like 60 feet at this point.
Seems good.
That's 19 on perception.
Okay.
And 16 on stealth.
Yeah. So you're seeing side tunnels as before, mostly natural fissures, cracks. And as you're picking your way along, one area seems to be kind of interesting to you. It seems like it's a archway. As you're looking at it, you see the rock piled up, and it kind of reminds you a little bit of that Umber Hulk, what that may have looked like before they burst out of it. But as you're looking, with your perception roll, it looks almost like there's almost like a old ancient archway in the wall that has got this rubble filling it. And you can kind of see through, and it's pretty dark in there, but it does look like maybe it opens into an opening. And as you look through the cracks in the rock and the debris, you'd swear you could see maybe the shadowy form of a humanoid, very still. And you look again, this dark vision, right? Again, you see another, almost like Looks like something or someone is standing in there. But it's quite dark and nothing's moving and it's silent.
Rue is going to find a shadow to hide in and then kind of hold Delphi up and just be like, Al, there's something here. Everyone stay quiet.
So
Okay.
Delphi's
So
looking
you're,
in?
You're pretty far up, yeah. Yeah, point the cat at the hole.
Okay.
Do you have some way of telling me that? Because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no. But I
I
will.
mean, I'm only
alert-
60 feet ahead, so it doesn't take you that long to catch
I
up.
will kind of alert the rest of the party that I heard Rue mention something being up ahead.
And are you seeing through Delphi's eyes all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would see that Rue has stopped.
Yeah.
And Rue
And
was
that-
facing a
like I said,
wall.
it's the
Yeah.
Okay, and then spoke to Delphi, so for me to hear, and then like I said, alert the rest of the party, and then I guess Delphi is going to kind of be intrigued by whatever has Rue's attention. He's pretty perceptive.
Okay. So
As soon as they come within,
go ahead.
as soon as the party comes within range, as I can see them, I've got my finger up to my lips.
Okay. Yeah, so you
Just
see
being
Rue
very
crouched,
quiet.
kind of turn around and gives you this motion. And he's crouched beside the wall.
And then I'm gonna kind of move to them and as quietly as possible, kind of explain what I saw.
Okay. And you are in an excavated section part where the zombies had excavated out. So there's more debris and rubble on the normal and the natural passageways.
So the way that we've been going, is the archway, like, would we pass under the archway if we continued on the way we were going, or is the archway?
It's in the side
in
of the wall.
on
Yeah, the
side?
zombie trail continues past it. It almost looks as if that had been sort of unearthed or revealed partially because of the excavation. Maybe it had been buried.
What do you all think?
Al's gonna come up, grab Delphi, and intentionally point Delphi to really look through it. Depending on how big the crack or whatever is.
Just
try to
holds
really get
Delphi
in
up like a
there.
flashlight.
Yeah, and
She
if
could
it's-
she
if it's
could
big enough-
probably find a hole to crawl through.
Okay, I'm gonna send kind of loose exploratory fake kitty cat.
Okay.
See if it crammed through a wall, or just get a better vantage point than we have, at least not as obscured.
Yeah, so she can pick her way through the debris, and she jumps down. And as she looks around, you can see she's in a very dark chamber. The floor is actually cobblestoned, like pavers. And she looks around, and there are these figures standing. They're in bits of, looks like maybe leather armor. Swords, at their hips, cobweb covered dust. It looks like this has not seen the light of day or air for a long, long time. There's a some sort of like rectangular object laying on the floor. And as Delphi looks around and walks around, these humanoids, it looks like maybe they're skeleton, like the meat's gone, and they're standing there all facing inward. And it looks like there's kind of a large box on the floor, maybe 18 by 18, 18 by 12, something. And they're all in a circle. There's 12 of them facing. They're not shoulder to shoulder. They're spread out with a couple few feet between them.
And nothing's alive. These appear to be statues, or at least something that hasn't moved in a long enough time to.
Yeah, everything's really dust covered and cobwebbed, and these things are absolutely still. The swords are hanging in a sheath on each hip. Yeah.
And the box that's in the middle, it's 18 by 12 inches, so it's not like a sarcophagus size.
No,
Or if
it's
it is,
not.
It's a small sarcophagus.
Right. Yeah, it feels like it could be that shape, but it's nowhere near the size of a human-sized. It's kind of rectangular, cubic.
18 by 12. So a gnome wouldn't even fit in an 18 by 12 one. I'm going to just kind of let Delphi hang out, explain to the party what I've seen through Delphi's eyes, with the emphasis of, as best I could tell, nothing appears to be moving. It does not appear to be anything. I do not know. I do not want to jeopardize Delphi by having him bump into anything. It appears to be a small box. 12 potentially skeletal figures covered in dust and cobwebs. The room seems constructed. Yeah, this isn't like a cavern chamber. The archway and everything, it seems this thing was purposefully built.
Yeah. This looks to be stonework. It's a round room. Didn't really see any other entryway or anything.
And how far in are these skeletons maybe that you had seen? Or Delphi had seen?
They're probably, I would say that the circumference of this room is probably 30 feet, like the diameter is 30 feet across. And these skeletons are probably maybe 10 to 15 feet. No, probably about 8 feet in the room all the way around. Like if you wanted to walk between the skeletons, you could.
How far would we be from all of this again?
You're just through this pile of rubble that's blocking the archway.
Okay. So would you say that we are within 60 feet?
Oh, yeah.
Would that count as total cover, though? If Calavera pops her head up to look through, would she be able to see some of the skeletons that are in there?
Yeah, you would get the same vision that Rue had. You could see forms, shadowy forms. Kind of looks, it's hard to see everything in the room because of the cracks. You're trying to look through the pile of rubble.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Calavera approaches to look through, Rue's pulling out his short bow, and he is readying an action to attack anything that comes towards her or tries to attack.
Seems fair.
All right, so she just wants to get somewhere where she can get a view, and as she does, she just kind of like blinks a couple times, and she pushes her hair back so her like milky white covered eye is like actually visible, and she'll look out the room. And as she does, I would like to activate my ability Eyes of the Grave.
Yes.
As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and that isn't protected from divination magic until the end of my next turn.
Run that by me again.
I know the location of any undead within 60 feet of me that is not behind total cover and that is not protected from divination magic. And that lasts like for one turn.
Okay. Yeah. You don't get a sense that there are any undead.
The skeletons aren't giving me some undead vibes.
I mean, they look pretty undead or dead, but you're not getting the sense of that evil, gloom and sorrow that is usually associated with the undead.
She blinks again, like slowly, and then she like lets her hair like settle back in place as she turns to look at the others, and she goes, "Well, they aren't going to jump up and attack us, I think. The skeletons, I mean, that are in there and are dusty. I think. I'm pretty sure."
Well, we're down here to get answers. I think we should probably investigate.
Out of curiosity, are these skeletons arrayed around this box like the box was the cause of them becoming skeletons?
It's hard to infer that much detail. You just see this box on the floor in the center of this ring of very stationary, very still, very dust-covered, very cobwebbed humanoid forms in leather armor that looks really old, dry, cracked. Swords in their scabbards that look like they haven't been drawn in hundreds of years.
Centuries.
Yeah.
Do we wish to go in?
Where else is there to go?
Well, we could continue down the path, but I think we should investigate.
Gears will grab a piece of the rubble and start pulling.
Okay.
Start
He
clearing.
can stand back and watch with his bow still drawn.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing as Gears starts to... And I'm assuming you're kind of carefully like grabbing pieces and kind of tossing them aside. You're not just wading in.
Yeah. No crazy train stuff. Just
Right. Yeah.
Lift at the knees.
Yeah,
Do
so...
what Warforged you're good at.
Yeah, it looks like what's happened is... it looks like at one point this was maybe even mortared together. And as you start to look at this, it's not hard to tell that this was probably disturbed and unearthed by the excavation of the zombie gnomes. Because you're pulling this out, and it looks like at one point it might have been kind of stonework that was all mortared in, and it's just so old and it's coming apart, and now you're able to easily pull it apart. And within 15-20 minutes you've you have opened up that archway, and you could easily walk in.
Well, with that, Gears will start moving in. With
Okay.
a light source of some kind.
You've got dark vision on you.
You still have your dark vision
Yeah.
from
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Manny.
Oh, dark vision.
Yeah.
And magical scimitars out, and the hand crossbows loaded with a bolt.
Okay.
And
Any other?
swap out the short bow for my short swords.
Okay. Yeah, so you see Gears enter. It's only about probably 8 feet from the wall or so where you would walk into one of the skeletons. So I presume you're not going to do that. You could squeeze between them, or you could just kind of make your way around the room. What would you like to do? Or you could walk right through one, I suppose. That would be okay.
Is there any magical something coming from that box?
Yeah, it could be. I do not know. If you need to know right now, I could make that happen. If we could be patient for a few minutes, I could find out in a different manner, just a little longer of time. I'm gonna first send Delphi to the box, get a better idea of it without any of it. It's in the center of the room, yeah. The
Yes.
box.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess before Gears gets too close, I'm gonna send Delphi to like the box. Is it on the ground or up on like a
It's on the ground.
pedestal or something?
It's on the ground.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have Delphi kind of slowly creep up to it. Now that other people are in the room, and it's not just him, I'm gonna have him kind of go up and see if there's any markings on it, anything kind of distinguishing about it.
Sure. So it is a stone.
And then yeah.
Go ahead. It's a stone case.
Yeah, go ahead.
About 18 inches long, 12 inches wide, 12 inches high, give or take. Looks like it's hinged on one of the long sides. And there's an interesting, and this has been like painstakingly chiseled into the top, the cover. It's a many-pointed star centered in the cover, and there's a ring of 9 symbols around this many-pointed star, and it's, the stone itself looks to be a lighter gray color, and this has been like chiseled in, and it's black. The star is black, and there's one of the symbols is a flame. There's a black color, like a monolith. There's the visage of bared fangs. There's a black, withered, gnarly tree. And again, these are all, I don't know if it's been carved or chiseled or etched, but it's into the stone. It's not painted. There's a cloud. There's a rod with a dragon's head upon it. There's a humanoid head with multiple faces. There's a quill and paper, almost kind of crossed, and there's a black faceted gem, and those are the 9 kind of equidistant around this multi-pointed star. Other than that, it's a plain stone box.
The least inviting box ever. Got it.
I think it seems really cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and cast Detect Magic just instantaneously to see if there's anything obviously about it with my cat right there.
Okay. So you cast Detect Magic, and you don't really get anything other than the items that you and your companions, anything that
nothing
you've
about the box, nothing about the box, nothing about the skeletons.
Yeah.
According to my spell, it is just a box, an ominous box, but no magic that I can detect. And then I'm gonna get away from it. I'm already carrying enough cursed stuff as it is.
So Delphi moves away from the box. Otherwise, it's smooth worked stone. It's a kind of a really beautiful box, and it has that image festooned upon it. Is everybody else coming in? What are the rest of you doing? I've got Gears in there with the cat.
I think Calavera will go in since it is not a magical box. Because we have plenty magical boxes as is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
Does it have a seam? Like there's a top or a lid
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, there was a couple of hinges on one long side. Like it could be laid
Was it
open.
Locking?
There would have been a simple latch, like a post with a hook, and the hook is over the post.
They need to be trapped.
You said there's a symbol on the top. Do I get anything from it? Do I know what this one is?
Are you going in to look at it, or what do you?
Yeah, Calavera will go in to look at it.
So you're gonna like slip between the skeletons and get down over that thing and look at it?
Yep.
Rue will be moving in too.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else coming in?
Al's going to stand at the opening, just in case. Bad things will hurt him really badly.
That seems fair.
Can I investigate? Does this thing seem to be trapped?
Okay. Calavera, you're down there looking at this. How are you looking at it?
She's not touching it. She is just trying to like look at the symbol that's on the front there and see if there's any sparks going off.
Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, it looks beautifully carved or etched or by whatever means it's in there. It's beautiful. It's incredibly well made. But nothing gives you the willies. Nothing gives you a vibe. Nothing doesn't look familiar to you, the symbol.
Okay, not this one either. Okay. I guess I just don't know what symbols look like.
Rue, you said you wanted to look for traps or something?
I'll just see if this thing seems like it's gonna blow up or something.
Okay, sure. There's a long fuse coming from it, and you hear a weird burning and popping sound, and a spark is traveling up the fuse. Other than that, it seems normal. Yeah. By what means are you trying to discern if there are any concerns with this?
I'm just gonna be like looking around the seam, the latch, the base of the box to see if it seems like there's anything funky about it.
Okay. You see the two, they look like probably metal hinges that are on one side, and you see the latching mechanism as I'm just picturing you like leaning around looking at it, visually inspecting it. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll investigation at disadvantage.
That's a 12.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like what you see is what you see. You see a seam around it. You see the latch. You see the hinges on the side, the rune or the symbols that I described to Al or to Delphi.
I will set down one of my short swords and pull out a dagger and use the dagger to kind of try to lift the top
Okay.
open.
Very good. So you touch it with the tip of your dagger, and as you do so, the 12 humanoids around you all plunge at you as they draw their weapons. And I'm going to give them one swipe at you in an absolute... Because I'm picturing the rest of the party like... Right? So they're going to kind of get a surprise on you.
Okay.
Does an 8 hit?
AC is 15. 15 is your AC.
Okay, that's a miss. That's a hit. Better make some tick marks. That's a miss. Good grief. That's a miss. Man.
Keep rolling.
That's a hit. That's a hit. I'm going to say only half of them can get to you because, I mean, 12 of these things cannot get at you. Plus, Calavera's in there.
And Gears is in there.
Yeah, Gears is behind him. Calavera, by in there, I mean in around the box, inside the circle. So you've got 3 short sword hits coming at you, Rue. Whoo! Is 23 damage a bummer? Piercing?
It's always a bummer.
I rolled 2 6s and a 5. So, Calavera, you about jump out of your skin as blades are drawn and flash around you, and these things come to life, animate. How long did you say that spell works?
It only lasted, the ability only lasted for 1 round, so it was basically just like a quick.
Was it a round or a turn?
I'm pretty sure it would have worn off by now. As an action, it lasts until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so it's basically that round. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Your eyes would tell you that these are skeletons, and they're probably undead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's roll initiative.
The one time I get to use my ability. The one time I get to use my really cool ability like this because I think I have the lead up to it, and yet.
That darn dungeon master.
Oh no.
And yet again, my initiative rolls are on brand.
And I'm gonna-
see you guys next round.
I'm going to just roll them as a group just to save on the days it would take to do otherwise. And Ronvin.
What's that, guys? It would be really handy if I could just throw a turn on dead at the start of the round. Man, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wow,
okay.
What's the start of the round like?
25 to 20.
21.
21, is that Rue, did I hear?
Yes.
Okay. Gears?
17.
Okay, so 20 to 15. Ronvin has 19. 15 to 10.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh
10,
my god.
10 to 5. Wow. 5 to 0.
3.
I rolled a 2, so I have a 3.
Yes.
I didn't roll a 1 this time.
Al and Cal, what are your dexes?
+1.
+2.
Okay, so
No,
Al,
go
go
ahead,
first.
please. After you, I insist.
For Geely, what did you get?
Please, my brand.
You must be muted. I never heard you weigh in.
Oh, I am muted. Look at that.
Yeah.
I've been talking all this time.
What's your
I
initiative?
just missed the awesomeness, I guess. 6.
Okay. Rue.
This is Death of a Thousand Cuts.
There are a dozen animated skeletons with short swords. 3 of them just absolutely decimated you.
All right. Dropping the dagger and picking up the short sword again. I will try to get around one of these to flank it with.
That's easy enough to do. Yeah, you've got a mob of people in there. Yeah, it's easy to flank one.
All right. Stab. That is a 23 to hit.
That'll do it.
That is that was without advantage. I should check and see. No. Okay. So that is 11 points. No, sorry. 4, 7, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
on the
It's
first
looking
one.
bad. It's looking real bad.
I hope it's about to get worse. That's a 15 to hit.
Yep.
That is 3 more points of damage.
Okay, it's down.
And I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Excellent. Ronvin is going to... Oh, I forgot to long rest her. Take a long rest. Confirm. Okay. What is that? She's going to pick up a rock and put it in her catapult and launch it. Oh, it's a spell. Never mind. I didn't scroll up far enough. I thought it was an attack with some equipment. I thought, being a, what do you call it? Artificer. So she's going to step up with her quarterstaff and bash one of these dudes. That is a dirty 20. And she's going to do it two-handed. And she does 6. But, I mean, she hits this thing and cracks a bunch of ribs down the front side of it, doing much more than you would think she would do. As she bashes it with her quarterstaff, bludgeoning damage. Next is Gears.
Yep. Gears is gonna scimitar. +1 scimitar. Oh shit, that's cocked. 25.
Yep.
And that is 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Still up, but
And
it's
a
looking
bonus
rough.
Attack of to do with the non-magical scimitar is 23 to hit.
Yep.
10 damage.
Yeah, so bones and leather armor. These all also have like short bows with quivers of dusty cobweb-covered arrows strapped to their backs. Obviously, they're fighting with short swords. That one's down. So 2 down. 10 to go. Anything else, Gears?
No, that's all.
Okay, for Julie.
Seeing like my friends outnumbered, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to come in behind them because they're all kind of in the center of these guys, right?
Yeah, they try to kind of converge
They're
on
kind of surrounded.
Calavera and Rue.
I'm going to come up behind 2 or 3 of them. I don't know where you want to put me. And I'm going to cast Sword Burst on them.
Okay.
And all 2 or 3, however many you put within 5 feet of me, need to make DC 14 dexterity saving throws.
Okay. I would say you could get to 3 of them because they're all kind of trying to crowd in and stab at the box toucher. And you said that was dex saves?
Yes.
Miss, and
any
miss.
that don't save take.
I rolled a 6, 7, and an 8.
All right. They all take 5 points of force damage. And that's my action.
Okay. This works especially spectacularly, more so than you would think. And you're noticing anybody that's not using edged weapons, like that's pounding on them, it's having a better effect than you would have with your edged weapon. Not that your edged weapon is not doing what it normally does. They're vulnerable to bludgeoning, in other words. And I'm treating force damage as bludgeoning. Because it's like air
Nice.
bludgeoning. Okay. Anything else for Julie?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. You hammered 3 of them. Okay, it's their turn. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5 of you. So 2 on each of you. Gears. So 2 of them with short swords coming at you. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, just barely.
Okay. So 3 piercing. And I'm guessing a 13 then doesn't.
Okay, that's. You're looking at 18 AC, so 3 damage is actually turned aside by my heavy armor
Great.
master.
Calavera, dirty 20 and an 18.
Oof. Ouch. The bones.
Both of them?
hit.
All right. I mean, oh, I'm sorry.
AC of 12. What do you want?
I rolled 1s. I mean, come on. So 3 piercing twice, so 6. 1 from each skilly. For Julie, I'm guessing a 6 misses, but how about a 23?
Yeah, 23 will do it.
6 piercing. Rue,
Dude, that's
does a 15 hit?
Just hits.
How about 8 piercing, max damage?
No. Oh.
8 piercing. The other one didn't hit. Al.
Okay.
$17 and an 18. That's 21 and 22.
Yeah.
Nice. How does 10 points of piercing damage sound?
I give you 5. That's
8.
my final offer.
8 and 3.
And-
Actually, it's
wow.
11. I added wrong. It's 11. 8 and 3. No. 7 and 3. It's correct. It's 10. I'm sorry. It's getting late. 10 piercing.
Ow, still.
But the good news is it's your turn. 4 of the 10 are injured pretty mightily. Broken bones, pieces missing. You know, they're hobbling.
Okay. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at 3 of the ones that look injured to hopefully take him down completely. Okay. 4 damage to one.
Down.
2 damage to another.
Down.
And 5 damage to the
Boom.
third one.
Down. So there's a total of 5 down, 7 up. 1 of the 7 is injured. We'll say that 2 of them that were on you are down. Anything else?
Ones that hit me. Thank God.
Yeah. The guys that stabbed you
no,
are
man,
now
feeling pretty good.
re-dead. Okay. Calavera, it is your turn.
How many of them are within 5 feet of me?
Oh, boy. I would say 4 of them. Easily. 2 on gears.
Can I get...
Yeah,
No,
4 of them.
yeah, can I get any more of them close to me without proccing attacks of opportunity?
Well, 2 of them are over with gears, and there's 4 kind of in the middle with you and Rue. So 4 is kind of what you got.
So no, this is a pretty good... this is kind of what I got, yeah.
Yep.
So Calavera, yeah, what Calavera does here is she goes and first of all, she looks very surprised because she thought these were undead, and now she feels cheated and lied to. Something which I don't relate to at all. Of course. I need a minute. Anyway, and then as she stares down the skeletons that were in front of her, she hisses something out that sounds, by the tone, it sounds like it's a reprimand of sorts, but it's not in any language that any of us know, and she's going to cast her new cantrip, Word of Radiance.
That sounds exciting.
Good stuff.
This is going to affect all of the skeletons that are within 5 feet of her. They have to make a DC 13 con save. I would like to formally request that they fail. It'll make me feel special.
DC 13 con save?
Yep.
4 of them, correct?
Yes, they're skeletons. There's no constitution there, please.
Actually, they have a nice
they
constitution.
have to roll 12s instead of 20.
They have a very high constitution, actually. So, only
What if
one
they
of them.
didn't?
Only one of them saved on a nat 20. They have a 15 con, so they have +2, but the other 3 nowhere even close. So 3 of them take the full effect of this cantrip. I assume the other one takes nothing, since it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens to him?
So she hisses out this reprimand, and I didn't think about the flavor text of this. It's nothing that the rest of you can parse or understand, and even after she says it, she looks a little confused, like she wasn't expecting that to happen. But the 3 skeletons that noticed her, like that are affected by this, it looks like they understand that they are being reprimanded by something that knows them, and they are going to take 5 radiant damage
Nice.
as they get yelled at.
1 goes down because it was injured. So 2 took damage, 4 are still up. Good job.
And people, how hurt are people?
What's that?
Gears
Is any-
is, Gears is
How
unaffected.
hurt are people? Is anyone?
It's looking pretty rough.
Raise your hand if you feel dangerously hurt.
Rue got hammered.
Yeah.
He got hit by
sliced.
3 of them.
Rue is
That was not
sushi.
me raising my hand.
Al got
she-
stabbed too.
Okay. Al did not raise his hand. Al does not get beat.
I'm okay.
He's stoic.
I was gonna say way back here.
So since that was an action, but that was a cantrip, so I can cast a spell with my bonus action, and I'm going to Calavera, like, she looks to scan the room, see how everyone is, see that Rue's pretty hurt, and she
And you're right there with Rue.
she looks at him bleeding, and she just goes, "Not yet." And that is going to be a 2nd level. I'll give you a 1st level healing word for now. And that is 6 points of healing.
Nice. So you feel Calavera put her hand on your shoulder and look into your eyes and say, "Not now." And this warmth goes through your body. Yeah.
And that's going to be my turn.
Nice.
If I move, I'm going to get hit. and
Yes,
I don't want
yes,
that.
ma'am, you are. Rue, you're up. There's 1 injured, 2 injured from this radiant damage that they took, and then 4 uninjured. And it's basically a clump of the skeletons are kind of in the center of the room in melee with you, Gears, and Calavera.
Okay. I would like to try
And for
to get
Julie.
around and flank one of the injured ones.
Yep, not a problem.
Five to hit. Is 13 points of damage.
Okay, it goes down in a heap of bones and dust.
Okay.
Sword clatters to the floor.
Flank another one, preferably one that's injured.
Okay,
Uh,
offhand.
Yep. That's a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Natural 19.
Pretty sure that hits.
For another 6 points of damage.
Okay, still up. Looking rough. Anything else?
And that's my turn.
Okay.
That's it.
Ronvin's going to step in. She too is in melee. And she's going to take another two-handed swing with her quarterstaff. It's actually a buck and a quarterstaff. See what I did there? And that's a nat 1.
Yes. A buck or two.
And so she whiffs horribly.
Yes.
Gears.
Ducks.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're up.
As a matter of observation, does Gears notice that the skeletons are taking more damage from bludgeoning?
I would say so. I mean, you're built for tactical combat. That's pretty easy to pick up on.
Okay. They're going to forego the scimitars then and go unarmed strike. So they're just going to ball up their fists around their weapon handles and start punching them. First hit is an 18 plus 7 is gross
Okay.
amount of damage. Gross amount, so I assume that
Okay.
hits.
Yep. I have
So
one
that's
severely
6
injured,
points of.
and the rest are uninjured.
Yeah.
There's 5.
So I'll take out the severely injured one first.
Yep, he's down.
That's 6 points of bludgeoning.
Down it
And the
goes.
second offhand hit
Sounds like bowling.
is a. It's a 12 plus 7 is 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
And that's another 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And it
as
feels
the
good. Feels like it's doing double damage, man.
Hammer-like fists.
Great. Yeah,
Just
you just
pounding
about
into
dropped
things.
that one. Yep. Good. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Fragile, you just see Gears just wailing on these things. Pulverized one, broke a bunch of bones of the other one. The head's kind of, hanging, neck snapped. It's your turn. 3 are uninjured, 1 is severely injured, and that's it.
Are any of them actually on me anymore?
No, they're kind of around Rue and Calavera. Gears is across from Rue on the other side of one with the flanking bit.
Noticing that I did decent damage last time, is there any way I can position myself to hit all 3 of them but not hit my allies?
What is it, a radius of 5 feet?
Yeah. So, I mean, I could be behind them
I would say you could get one
versus
doing that. And it wouldn't, you could get close enough to one to hit it without that going forward to your ally.
Oh. But none of them are on me anymore. They're around
No,
them.
they're around them.
So noticing that, I am going to step back, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that looks injured.
Okay.
And that is an 18 versus AC
Yep.
for 2 points of damage.
It's enough. The thing was hanging on by a thread.
Oh, well, sweet.
We're down to 3 left.
For all everybody knows, it was 10.
All right. Anything
And
else?
that's all I can do. I'm gonna actually stand back and make sure nobody can get at Al. So if anything comes at Al, I'm gonna make sure I'm interposed between Al
Okay.
and any zombies.
Yep. I will swing once at Gears, once at Rue, and once at Calavera. Gears, nope. Calavera, 10.
Nope.
Rue, oh yeah, 23.
I
For-
just fixed that.
For 5.
So
Pearson.
there 3 left still, or 2?
3.
Okay, I thought you told me there were 2 left.
No, there's 3. Al, you're up.
Is the box actually open? Like this whole thing got said about when the box opened, or was it just it being disturbed?
The box is currently not open.
Okay. Yeah.
Rue, you know that you were able to
All right,
start to
then-
lift it with the tip of your dagger, and then all heck broke loose.
I'm gonna magic missile the remaining 3 for a big punch of force damage. First one is going to do 5 damage.
Okay.
Second one's going to do 5 damage, And third one is going to do 4 damage.
Nice. Okay, they're still up. Oh, that's force damage, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so again, it's like, wow, that's crazy. Calavera, you're up.
You said they're still up?
3 are still up. They're all looking significantly wounded.
How close are they to me?
They're all within melee range, basically. You're just there with Gears and Rue, toe-to-toe, around this box.
Are they within 5 feet?
I'd say.
That's melee range.
Yep, I'd say.
Oh, that's another Word of Radiance range.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, she takes a moment, and this time when she speaks, like, you can tell that she's thinking about it, and it doesn't come out as smoothly, but it's still that unrecognizable. It's mostly like a hiss. It is like the sound of a last breath. And that's going to be another Constitution roll,
that's really
DC
cool.
13.
That's really cool. Okay. On the 3 of them,
Mm-hmm.
a 2, a 6, and a 7. As a dungeon master, I make it my
Awesome.
policy to not save incredibly well. 3 failed
Well,
save.
thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
quite welcome.
I'll be nice. It's only 3 radiant damage.
2 of them drop. One of them's looking really ragged.
It's okay.
Top of the
it's doing
order.
its best.
Rue, there's one left. It stabbed you.
I don't appreciate that very much. I think I should pay it back. I will
think you
try
should.
to flank it.
Okay. Yeah, it's you, Gears, and
Roll of the
Calavera.
day.
Easy to flank.
Nice, Dave.
You're a merchant. You probably know about the golden rule.
You has the gold rules.
And that's a 26. I don't know if that's gonna hit.
Barely. Like twice the AC.
Oh jeez. That is 18 points of damage.
Yeah, this thing just explodes. Yeah, it's gone. It's down. Aside from the falling bone and debris and the longsword clattering to the floor, everything grows quiet. And the 6 of you are standing around the box.
The cloud of bone dust.
Bits of bone, rent leather armor, a dozen long swords or short swords on the ground.
For Julie, as Algernon, I'm assuming walks towards the box. Yes.
I imagine my detect magic. 10 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, no. When I cast it, because I took damage and didn't take my con save to see if I maintain concentration. Is it the box? Like, would I be able to tell if it's the box that's magical or the contents of the box, or as far as I could tell, it was just the outside was nothing?
You didn't get anything from the box at all. All you got on your detect magic was from the
Everybody's
else,
ambient
yeah.
stuff.
And I will, if you want to roll your 2 concentrations, by all means, go ahead and do that to see if you've been able to maintain concentration on detect magic.
I did both times.
Okay, I was going to say, and you've got +2s if you need them.
So if everybody's fine and Rue's still the closest to the box since he was the one that opened it.
It's not open yet.
Rue and Calavera.
Okay. Rue, if you were going to open the box, open it slowly so that I may see if the contents of the box are magical instead of just the box itself. and I'm going to get kind of low. So if, as he opens it, you know, it can be very like Ark of the Covenant kind of thing. If there's a huge blast of light that comes out, the second he cracks the lid, then I can have him close it just in case.
Could we maybe wait on opening the mystery box until I have a moment to make sure that we are not all bleeding on the floor?
Yeah, as Algernon's walking by, I wanted to do the same thing.
I could use 10
Go ahead.
minutes to make sure that we are not all bleeding on the floor, if that is okay.
Okay.
I would not mind that.
Okay. I feel they weren't undead then. But I'm sorry. I thought that I could tell. Maybe it's
Roll a. Let me see here, Calavera, if I can help you with this a little bit. Just your disappointments rending my heart to bits. Roll a religion.
You have a heart still?
Well, it's artificial, and I plug it in when I see Calavera wrinkle her brow, and I'm like, oh.
it's okay. I'm very good at weaponizing my own disappointment. That's going to be a 10.
Wow.
Weaponized disappointment.
That's a 10.
That's a new one.
You could burn a +2 to help yourself if you want.
I would like to burn a +2 on this. This is
Yeah.
undead. I feel like
It occurs to you that they weren't present, they weren't animated, they weren't actively active when you used your ability. If that makes any sense at all.
unless maybe I can only if they aren't. They have to be active. There has to be the maybe it's not the skeleton that I know. It's the it's the energy. It is. Oh, I'm still sorry that I couldn't tell.
It's fine. There's going to be weird stuff down here. We have no idea what we're getting into.
What do you mean weird? This is awesome.
Okay. All right, if we maybe just sit around for this will take a little bit of time, I think, for me to get the healing to everyone.
Are you going to ritual cast,
Calavera is
Calavera?
going to take. She's going to do another prayer of healing, which takes 10 minutes to cast.
Okay.
It's not a ritual; it just
Okay,
takes
just
10
takes that long.
minutes.
Okay. Yeah, and once again, you get that strong sense. You get that fleeting vision I described of the bleached, bone-white skull with the colorful designs. You're not really sure what it means, but it's very clear. And so each of you have healed whatever she rolls up.
Ooh, I rolled really well on that. That is going to be a total of 18 points of healing to everyone.
Wow.
That is 1 point down from max. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I am.
Calavera, that imagery of that skull is like that spell in particular, and the word of radiance, the attempt to identify the undead have really started to. You can almost picture that image in your mind without prayer. It doesn't come to you, but you've seen it enough that you can start to remember a detail here and a detail there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Al, you're detecting magic as Rue lifts the lid. Is that correct?
I'm not going to lift it until after the.
Yeah, everybody's good.
If the prayers of healing is
Oh,
done.
come on. Really?
Which means the detect magic is gone too. Or she can
Swoosh.
recast that.
It would.
Everyone feels better.
The detect magic would be down if you did that.
Okay, yeah, the detect magic is going to be out.
Sorry.
All right, buddy, good luck.
Well, you can ritual cast it again
Yeah, I mean,
if you want.
yeah. I guess while Calavera's doing her thing, I'm going to go ahead and ritual cast it since I basically see that we have the time. And I'll be ready to go basically when she's done with her ritual. Or with her casting. It's not a ritual. It just takes forever.
It's a good spell. That's basically cure wounds on each of you.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only
Okay.
one that goes up from there is mass healing wounds.
So you instruct Rue to start to lift the lid, right?
I will get
Yeah,
my
and I'm
dagger
gonna
back
be-
out.
It is
I'm gonna
heavy
be
like
real
stone.
low, so like
Yeah. It is heavy like stone should be, but it lifts easily because it's so well crafted. But you start to get it open, and Al, immediately you get a strong sense of necromancy magic from within the box.
close your lid.
Again, put
And
the
you
dagger back out.
Yeah, I'm
Get-
gonna be the second I feel anything, I'm gonna tell him to shut it down.
Are you looking in there at all, or are you just trying to sense the school of magic?
I guess I would be looking at it.
Okay.
But the second I got like a blip of anything, I would just have him close it up.
Okay.
So
Roll
however long it would
perception
take
for
to
me.
Basically recognize.
Yeah, roll perception for me.
Shit.
Oh
I
no.
was definitely
Is
trying
this
to
too-
open the box and looking at Al.
Oh no. Is this the time when a high roll is good or a low roll is good? Because
Well,
I
I'm
got a
trying to
4.
be able to give you the amount of detail you might have picked up.
Okay.
So with a 4,
thought this was an Ark and a Covenant.
yeah, it was hard to see what was in there. You might have gotten a flash of something metallic, but your concern over that school of magic prompted you to instruct Rue to let the lid close quickly, and he did with a thud. And it closed, and you're not getting the school of magic from the item or inside the box. It's gone. As soon as that lid closed shut tight, you're not getting anything from it now.
Okay. Whatever is inside, I did not like. I believe everybody should get out of the room, and I will mage hand it the box open with Delphi in there to tell us what it is.
I will do what the smart man says.
Well, I appreciate that, but still.
Oh, I was talking about Al, not you, man.
So you're all going to clear the room? Save the mage hand and Delphi?
You're muted, Dave. I mean,
Yes.
Mike.
I'm not muted.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying something.
Mute and mutter are two different things.
I'm going to. How far? How far away is your mage hand going to be cast?
30 feet.
Okay. So I want to be able to see it when it opens. So I'm going to be kind of right next to you.
Okay. And then I'm gonna send Delphi in, basically right next to the box. I'm gonna mage hand it open, and then have him jump up, put the paws on the top of the box, and peer inside.
So what you see through Delphi's eyes as she peers above is laying in it's like a lined, like velvet lined, and it's a hammered brass chalice. It has some runes on it, and that is where we're going to stop. Right there.
Cursed goblet. Got it. Nobody drank out of this.
Average time. I'm getting thirsty, folks.
Flagon of the Dragon is a brew that is true.
Nice. Whew. Stressful night.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Oh goodness, the underworld is so pleasant and welcoming.
It's like
fine.
a bomb technician.
It's a
It's
total
fine. I'm fixing it. It's fine.
resource suction. Yeah. Burn those slots. Nice. All right, very good. Well, I've surely enjoyed myself. I can't wait to go and look and see what's happened outside while we've played D&D, because it's been snowing to beat the band. So let's go around the table real quick. But before we do that, I just want to thank, we gained some followers. DM221532. Good dude right there. Hey, Manny, he helped me spec out my character for the Greyhawk game. So yeah, I'd like to thank him for the extra
nice.
lore on that. Armin followed. Garfeld the Human followed. Sidway followed the other night, last night. So thanks to all of them, and thanks for the chatters for hanging out and interacting in chat. It just makes it a lot more fun. So thanks to everybody for chillaxing with us tonight. Let's go around the table. Ladies first. Calavera. Little outro.
Hello, I'm Paige. I've been Calavera for you all tonight. You can find me on Twitter at KeylineCutieBye. I don't really do much there. I mostly just kind of retweet things that I think are kind of neat, which sometimes it's tabletop stuff, sometimes it's just other stuff I found floating around that's pretty cool. I do not have any other streamed games, but I have a bunch of home games I've been playing. I finally got to start playing a Pathfinder 1 game that I've been really excited for, that I have a witch character in, and I'm super excited for the archetype that I'm playing, and it's so cool.
Awesome.
Yay!
That sounds really cool. Great. Is that like a Forgotten Realms setting, or?
No, this isn't the Pathfinder. Oh, I cannot remember what the module is that we're playing. It's the one that's set in Kintargo. I know that much. We're basically going to start a revolution in this city. You know.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Cool.
Fight some Hell Knights. It's fine.
Awesome. All right, let's bounce down to Fragile.
Yeah, I am Mike, or Buckethead Clunk on my social media. This is my only online place of playing at the moment. I do run a homebrew campaign where it's kind of a hybrid of some Cormyr and ancient Elven Faronian history mixed in with a little bit of spell jamming and some of my own stuff. So we just kind of have a good time traipsing through the universe. I do not, like I said, I don't have any online DMing, though I'm hoping maybe in the fall to change that when the new Iron Kingdoms Requiem comes out. I'm kind of excited about that, a little steampunk and fantasy mixed together. So
Nice.
Gets me pretty excited.
Excellent. Very good, sir. And I get to play in that game that Mike's talking about with the Spelljammer, Old Elves, and Cormyr. Yeah.
Nice.
It's different, man. It's really cool. Space travel and cool things like that. So, very good.
Death Snakes.
It's fun. And flying death snakes, yeah. All right, very good. Rue.
Everyone, I'm Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables. This is the only stream thing I've got going on right now. Involved in a couple of home games, but yeah, having a blast with this game and appreciate everyone coming out.
Nice. Very good, sir. Gears.
Hey there, I'm Dave. Hey Wilson on the social medias, primarily Twitter. Have a Twitch channel under the same name. I don't do anything with it except host wonderful streams like this one. I do play here Monday nights. I also have the pleasure of playing in Wiley's Wednesday night game, so please join us 7 p.m. on Wednesday, where we are reinvigorating our Dragons of Icefire Peak. A couple of the players were in chat earlier, and hey to them, Logic being primary. We also have a very special game coming up on Friday at 8 a.m. Encourage you all to join. If your work allows you to maybe take a little sidelong look at Twitch while you're at it, please join us on, I believe it's on this channel, Wiley?
Sure is. Yep.
Yeah. And that is Underdark Rising. It is to raise money for the St. Jude's, if I recall.
Yeah, speaking of...
there's a good...
Speaking of deep tunneling, right? We're going to be in the actual Underdark, or the Under-Orth, set in Greyhawk, D&D 5e. So we're going to be part of the big giant Greyhawk multi-stream, mega stream, 36 hours for St. Jude. So it's going to be cool.
And I am very much looking forward to that. Got my character ready, and we're good to go. Other than that, I play an occasional Friday night home game, and I play a regular Saturday night D&D 5e game. We're currently playing Descent into Avernus. It's not streamed, but we're playing online, of course, because Hey, it's COVID.
Got to be
So,
safe.
thank you everyone for joining.
Awesome, man.
I've said my piece.
Thanks, Dave. Last but not least, Al, Manny.
Hi, I'm Manny. I played Algernon Altano at Growed Up Geek on the social medias when I'm not here with my favorite co-playing group. Tomorrow night, you can catch me on my own Twitch channel for my Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. And in tentatively 2 weeks, Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. on this very channel, as Scott and I will switch seats. And I will be the dungeon master for Greyhawk Lives campaign that we've been trying to get off the ground for a little bit now. And that day is coming very, very soon. So check us out Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern time here.
Yeah.
And thanks for everybody for coming out tonight, and to everybody who donated to the Jasper's Game Day thing last weekend.
Yes. That was
For
awesome.
everybody. It was a really cool thing, and I'm glad to see everybody come together. And it was just
awesome.
really cool. So thanks to everybody for that too.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Good game tonight, folks. Again, I'm Scott, Wiley Hobbit. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out. I love this group of players. Love my Wednesday group. We're back at it, as Dave mentioned. We may not start till 7:30 this week so that we can get one of the players in right at the start. But we're going to be playing Wednesday night, so come back and check that out. And then I think February 28th is our hopeful start date for the Greyhawk Lives campaign. So really stoked about that. Going to be playing an elf. Can't wait for all that cool stuff. So, and again, we did raise over $1,500 for Jasper's Game Day back on February 6th. So, Sorrow's Tale was a big help with that, a big contributor, and so forth. And I want to give him a plug. He runs some games on stream. The primary game being Sunday nights. I want to say at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be hosting that on Sunday nights. So check that out. It's a really cool game. It's set in Greyhawk. They're currently kind of messing around, I believe, somewhere near Cascaton, kind of from the B1 into the Unknown module, that sort of stuff. So very good D&D there. So check them out, Sorrow's Tale on Twitch. And we'll raid real quick into a friend of mine from Canada A. The Wandering DM is playing some RPGs. And so once this raid goes through, go yell at him and tell him Oily Hobbit's friends said hello. And we should be raiding right about now. So